the one.
Friends, Romans, and Patriots, lend me your ears and strap on your tinfoil hats, because it is time for the Gay Frog Chat. Gay Frog Chat is a weekly panel discussion where we go into a different conspiracy. This week, no conspiracy needed. There's all kinds of shit going on right now that if you guys are not aware of, hopefully by the end of the chat you will be. Certainly a moment of inflection for the country right now with bank runs happening on more than one bank. And that's going to affect things in ways that we don't even know yet. I think it's a symptom of a dying culture. I don't know if it's necessarily like the nails in the coffin yet, but certainly it's something that wasn't expected. Certainly it's something that no one was talking about a week ago, and now is like a big fucking deal. How many Silicon Valley companies are going to not be able to pay their bills Monday because of this?
Mm-hmm.
There's that. There's also in the news right now in Colorado, they're passing several different anti-gun bills based upon the shooting at the nightclub there a couple months back. Totally unconstitutional, totally against the Bruin decision. So we'll talk a little bit about those. And yeah, there's some January 6th footage that's come out that we can look at and spell out how the media and how the government have colluded and lied to everybody, and they're using the power of government to go after people and put them in prison indefinitely, or at least as long as they possibly can under erroneous charges that would be dropped if full information was made available to all parties. It's really easy to argue your point when the lawyer that you're arguing against doesn't have all the facts. But yeah, we'll talk about that too. All that being said, I hope you guys are having a good night. We're joined by a soulless Ginger Firearms. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. How y'all doing? Just trying to finish stuffing my face real quick.
Lay out eating.
Just a bougie form of hamburger helper. Really fucking good.
The OG hamburger helper was spaghetti. That's what I say. Because back in the day, there was no hamburger helper, but there was cans of spaghetti sauce and noodles, and you buy a pound of hamburger meat. Hamburger helper.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, Ohio, how you doing, man?
I was doing a lot better until this morning when I got a 7-day Twitter ban.
Yeah, that happens. What'd you do?
I called Shannon Watson uppity cunt, and they gave me a hateful conduct strike.
Yeah, you can't say stuff like that.
That's fucking funny.
You just gotta, I don't know, word it not so directly.
Yeah.
You can still say what you want, but, it's about how you say it.
It's interesting, too, because it took them over 5 hours to hit me, and I'm thinking it might have been one of her minions that directly sent it to be like, oh, yeah, this is totally against Twitter rules or whatever.
Right, well, it has to be flagged before they look at it, usually, unless there's, something, I don't know, an algorithmic thing. So, yeah, let's take a look at these stories here, hey? Because we got several of them tonight. Oops, wrong screen. Boom shaka. Oh, camera's not on. Hello. Oh, light's not on. Jesus. It's a professional podcast we do here, everybody. Oh, where's the fucking light switch? Jesus Christ.
Turn that camera on. I got a little scared for a second.
Why?
I was just being an ass, dude.
Fuck you, Corey. Oh, RCDC dropped in 5 just to drop in 5. Thanks a lot, man. Also, if you guys have any questions out there in the chat, give me an @eHonda. And if you really want something answered, not necessary, but I will get to all of the super chats for sure. Not necessarily all of the @eHondas, if that makes sense. So after more than 6 hours of debate or Republican interference, this is from a leftist, SB 23-170 has passed an important hurdle in the Senate, advancing to the third reading of the bill for final passage. So this is the bill for it ERPO enhancement. So that's the red flag law. So there's 4 different things happening in Colorado. There's red flag law. Well, hold on. Let me go back down to this here. Here's all the things happening in Colorado right now. Safe injection sites, which they're voting for. Assault weapons ban, which we'll talk about what that means. Age limit on gun purchases, which means probably 21. I'm not sure on that one. 3-day waiting period. So if you want to buy a gun now in Colorado, if they pass this, it'll be a 3-day waiting period. Expanded red flag laws, excuse me, which means probably more people are allowed to report you for doing less, I guess, and allows you to sue gun makers, meaning if anything happens in Colorado with the gun, if you're a victim of it, you're going to sue a gun maker now, which puts another gun maker at liability, which is going to mean less gun makers, which means less guns, which means that's what they want.
Exactly. It's like they know this shit's against the fucking court decisions, Helen, Bruin, but they don't give a shit because their ultimate goal is to make shit impossible to get. They can't ban the gun, so they'll just make it harder to get it.
But yeah. So yeah, they're basically, and the House and Senate in Colorado, and the governor, of course, all Democrats. I mean, there's some Republican areas or whatever, but they're outnumbered. And so when it comes down to state votes like these, like, they're going to pass. So anything that they get past committee that they actually get a vote on, they're going to pass. My question is, at what point does Rocky Mountain Gun Owners Organization, RMGO, who is the local organization besides Gun Owners of America or the NRA, who can come in and sue and get Heller upheld, or Heller, whatchamacallit? Bruin. Why do I say Heller? You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, if they get Bruin upheld, then none of these laws matter because they're all antithetical to the Second Amendment, which is what Bruin is basically saying is like, hey, unless you change the Second Amendment, you can't pass laws like these.
Yeah.
I don't know about the 3-day waiting period, but certainly the assault weapons ban. Red flag laws, I think that there's fights against that shit going on, right?
Yeah.
Age limit change, I don't know if that's necessarily something that they can do. I don't know. What do you guys think?
So I've been looking into this all weekend, and I directly called out a bunch of your state reps and stuff on it. So the whole thing is they have passed the waiting period thing. It was like a 17-hour debate in your house. And they also did the, what was the other one? The ERPO expansion, which apparently takes it to mental health professionals, cops, and a bunch of other people like that now is I don't know exactly what it was before that, but now it's like all these people are added to it now. And yeah, it's a bunch of unconstitutional bullshit in general. Nothing would hold up in court at this point, and I think the real issue comes down to being the fact that deprivation of rights under color of law is not a felony nationwide, because that was the one thing that if it is a felony, we could just citizens arrest these people out of office immediately as soon as they put this crap through. But the fact that it's a misdemeanor, you can't do that. It has to be actual law enforcement getting involved and doing their job there, which none of them want to, is what it is.
So basically, you have to wait for these laws to go into effect. You need to wait for someone to be injured by that law. You need to wait for them to take it to court. You need to wait for it to go through the court process. You probably need to wait for it to get appealed all the way up to the top of courts, So for years, once they pass things like this, they're going to be in effect. So, I mean, that kind of puts you in a position of like, well, should I take the binary trigger off of my thing? Or should I leave it on and just not take it out of the house anymore until this gets reversed? Because it's going to get reversed,
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. That one's a little tough. Oh, we got supers coming in.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Calhoun says, can't sue companies. It's illegal. You can sue whoever you want. It's just a matter of do you have the legal precedence to win?
Right.
Still, like, you can put companies through hell suing them and making them get lawyers and show up for court and make filings and do things, because the government ultimately has unlimited money to sue or do whatever they want in court, versus a private individual is limited by the means that are available to them, And as far as corporations goes, as soon as you start like poking little holes in the boat everywhere with lawsuits, the boat sinks. So that's what they want.
Well, the thing is that one about suing gun makers would directly violate the Lawful Commerce and Arms Act.
I don't know what that is, but I'm sure that they'll still pass it and they'll still fucking try to do it. I don't think it matters. Because I think when it's on the left and they're trying to get something done for their agenda, they look the other way when it comes to conflict with law that already exists. They've proven that time and again.
Yeah, so basically the Lawful Commerce and Arms Act, which I think was like either the 70s or 80s, I think it was around the time of like Ring of Fire guns. And it basically said, unless the gun is like super defective and it's going to blow up in your hand when you fire it, you cannot sue a gun manufacturer over like frivolous crap. It's the same thing like suing car manufacturers over drunk drivers and stuff like that.
Well, and that's always been the logical thinking of it. It's like, yeah, the gun maker didn't put the gun in the hands of the. It's like if you buy a butter knife and stab someone to death with a butter knife, can you sue the butter knife company?
Right.
No.
Or sue the fucking spoon manufacturer for making you fat.
Yeah, you like beat someone to death with a baseball bat. Can you fucking sue Louisville Slugger? No. Should you be able to? No. That wasn't the intended purpose of the device that was created. Like, just because it's a gun doesn't mean it was intended to be a murder weapon.
Right.
Just because it's a baseball bat, same thing. Knife, same thing. Brick, same thing. Car, exactly. Stephen Carroll says, Colorado, we need to ban assault rifles so that no one can have them because they're illegal. Also, Colorado, we need safe places to take their illegal drugs, for people to take their illegal drugs. Makes sense.
So I was going to ask you, but you were going and I didn't want to interrupt. Is that what that means? Is they want a safe place to shoot up, or is it a safe place to get a jab?
Nope, 100%. There's safe injection sites that they're planning around the city, around Denver Metro, where you can go in and they'll have someone sit with you. They'll have drug test kits to see if it's fentanyl and like all of these other things to, so you can go in and you can do your fucking drugs. And they'll have like the Revive Narcan kits on site and like a fucking nurse on call or whatever.
Jesus Christ. I actually advise people to, if they can get their hands on some Narcan, do it and keep it in your like prep or your go bags, because that's some effective shit. If someone's ODing, you can just pop that shit up their nose and it brings them straight out of it. We used to carry it when I was an EMT.
Calhoun says it's the Protection of Lawful Commerce and Arms Act. Do you guys know what that is?
Yeah, that's the thing I was talking about earlier.
Oh, the thing that, yeah. Okay, yeah. Again, sure, there's an act or whatever, but again, they're going to look the other way if it suits their fucking agenda, I think.
Well, it's definitely going to take more lawsuits to happen again, and that's the unfortunate situation is not a lot of us have money right now. There's a reason why I haven't sued the shit out of the city of Columbus right now for the mag ban that they're putting into effect in July, and it's because I don't have any money right now.
By design.
Yeah.
NC Lucky says Colorado used to be okay till all the Californians moved in. That's totally true. But it wasn't just Californians. It was everyone from around the country who moved to the Denver metro area because they wanted to smoke pot and not get harassed by the police. But the problem is they also did like fucking cocaine and fentanyl and stole things and were pieces of shit and, like the kind of people who would cross state lines for weed. Mm-hmm. It's not just California. And Scott Patterson says, we need safe places to shoot our illegal guns.
Leo, what's up, brother?
Leo, get your ass in here. We need some representation. We need our token red fellow.
I guess I don't have enough in me to be counted.
Anyway. So yeah, that's what's going on in Colorado, man. I mean, how's things in your guys' states? Everything good in Texas?
Not really. I mean, as far as most of the shit, yeah, but I mean, there's more and more of this bullshit of fucking these transformers trying to shove this shit down our throats and doing the fucking drag shows with children and crap. I keep seeing more of that shit. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. And I think it's ironic that it's only in the liberal cities that I keep hearing it from.
Well, it's in the schools in the liberal cities, and that's why.
Mm-hmm. I did see a video the other day. I don't think it was in Texas, but this boy said he looked like he was maybe 10 years old, 10, 12. He went to the library and found this book, and he read a passage out of it. And it was some vulgar shit. And it was basically teaching young boys how to suck dick.
All right, that's things I don't want to hear or care about. Fuck that
I know.
shit.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. I wish there was more we could do on that front to stop all that bullshit.
I mean, at this point, take care of your kids. Take care of who you can, you know?
I say just we need to pull our kids out of public schools and homeschool them again and get rid of the fucking public school system.
Not everyone's able to do that.
I understand.
I think the thing you need to do is talk to your kids every fucking day and spend time with them every day and listen to them when they talk. And, you know, they'll tell you when something's wrong. They'll tell you when something's not right, when they have wrong thinking about something, and you can correct it.
Mm-hmm. I hadn't heard this, but Dumbjit just said someone in Texas introduced a bill to ban hollow points. Hadn't heard that.
The military doesn't even use them, Corey. Okay, check this out. I don't know. I think someone edited this. If you look at the beginning, does that look like it's like original editing, or they just blew out the fucking thing and put Silicon Valley Bank?
Yeah. It looks like, yeah, they added that.
What do you mean the bank is out of money? Insolvent? You only have enough cash for the next 3 customers.
I actually remember that episode.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, we'll talk about it in a minute. I just thought that was funny. So yeah, there's the minimum age to purchase any gun in Colorado can be raised to 21 years after the initial Senate approval this week at the Capitol. So this is the bill, or at least the article about the bill from KDVR Denver. Minimum age 21 came to much debate. Blah, blah, blah. Under the current law, a person must be 21 to purchase a handgun, only 18 for long guns. I'm sponsoring legislation. The bill also makes it a Class 2 misdemeanor to knowingly sell or transfer a firearm to a juvenile. Does it include your own kids? So you can't even like get your own kid a gun until he's 21?
So does that mean they're going to up the age limit to join the military then? They're okay with sending our sons and daughters to fucking war to where they carry a hell of a lot more shit than us civilians are allowed to fucking use. They don't have no problems with that. But oh my God, if they don't join the military, no, you can't enjoy your rights. Fuck them.
They upped the age of tobacco to 21, I think, too.
Yeah, they did that a few years ago, didn't they?
Yeah. So anyway, that's great. Yay, Colorado. Gay Colorado.
Hadn't that already been tried in other states and been struck down for lack of precedence?
The 21 and over ruling?
Uh-huh.
There was one that was going through, I forget which circuit court it was in the last year or so. And yeah, it was over some girl actually who was like 19 or 20 at the time and had an ex-boyfriend who was trying to stalk her and stuff like that. And she's like, I can't buy a weapon to defend myself against this dude. And I think it was upheld. as a unconstitutional piece of legislation. So
Good. I know in Texas you can buy under 21 if it's private sale, I believe.
Well, I know, like, you used to be able to, like, in Colorado, you have to do a transfer through an FFL. You can't just do a person-to-person.
Mhm.
But you used to be able to. And if you were 18, you could do a person-to-person transfer of a handgun. So you could buy a handgun from a person back in the day, but you couldn't buy a handgun from a FFL.
Right. Same here in Texas, and that's still going on today, where you can't buy it from FFL, but person to person's fine.
But I didn't know about that when I was that age, and I'm not sure, I don't think I had money for a handgun back then anyway, to be honest.
Same. I didn't know about it either. It's the shit they don't teach you in schools, what you really need to learn.
So this is a story. A woman was shot in Smoky Hill and Chambers. I used to live a block away from that, dude, like 2 blocks away from that, and was taken to the hospital. I mean, this is what's going on in Colorado, dude. Like, constantly. There's like, 6 shootings on Friday night in North Denver, blah, 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 blah. And it's like fucking Chicago, dude. It's turning into Chicago. Like, we're turning into Chicago. It's not as bad. Chicago's certainly got a lot more going on. But we're on the road. And it's because a lot of people from Chicago and places like that moved here. Going back to the pipe and the dream thing that I was talking about a minute ago.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Chicago, didn't Illinois just get a victory as far as 2A, where some shit got shot down the assault weapons ban and the mag limit?
Don't know. Calhoun says, what's the point of having cops if they're too scared to enforce the laws at drag shows for kids and BLM protests or school libraries? Dude, well, or Uvalde, Texas. I mean, yeah. And when they do enforce the law, they do it too hard sometimes, and they fucking, like, shoot you in the hallway while you're crawling with your shorts pulled down and you try to pull your shorts up. And they fucking they dome you with an AR-15,
Mm-hmm.
But the other side of the token, in the society that we have today, take away the cops right now. What does it look like?
Anarchy.
Yeah, it's not good.
For a little while.
It's not like we have the kind of society where you could actually not have police at this point.
No.
It's degraded to the point where you fucking need them.
But how long would it go on until us everyday citizens could potentially band together and rein in the bullshit? Say it's possible we can do that. How long do you think it would take before we can gain control after the police are all gone?
There'd be no nation anymore. It'd be like regional warlords or strongmen or groups of people that band together that take over regions of the country.
Yeah.
And then maybe eventually they all get united under some new flag or whatever. But yeah, like, no. Never is the answer. Calhoun says, how bad does it have to get before mass non-compliance? What, the gun stuff? Dude, as long as they keep doing this incremental bullshit, like the fucking frog in the boiling pot, it'll be too late whenever it happens, if it ever does.
Yeah.
It's already too late.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're already past the point.
Just people can still do a lot of damage with the things that they still have. They want to get to the point where everyone's got, like, if anything, like a single shot 22 or something, If that. Meaning ignorant, dumb laws and not paying taxes. Oh, okay.
Ignoring.
Yeah. I'd say when you're taxed, when your fucking money doesn't matter anymore. Which we're getting to pretty quickly now, aren't we?
Yeah, I was going to say, it could be tomorrow.
It very well could. I don't think it will be. Honestly, like prediction right now, I don't think it will be tomorrow because I think that they will do things and like there's still strings that they can pull and loopholes or whatever it is, and money that they can move around and make shit work. I don't think it's going to be tomorrow, but it could be tomorrow. What's up, Leo?
What is going on?
What's up, brother? How was that Subway sandwich?
Oh, it was good too. It was a nice tuna, foot long.
When I say "sup, Leo," it almost sounds like I'm saying "sup, playa."
Player.
Stephen Carroll says, "Don't blame people from Chicago when we all know it's the guns' fault."
Yep,
I blame Leo.
it's definitely the guns. We have nothing to do with it at all.
Yeah, Leo's the only one from Chicago, so we blame him.
Colorado passes bill for waiting periods. Blah blah blah. We already talked about that. The Bruin ruling is not going to hurt us for decades to come, says Miranda Versoli, co-president of New Mexicans to Prevent Gun Violence. It's going to be an excuse for every conservative Democrat who doesn't want to pass common sense gun laws. Basically, that's a Huffington Post opinion piece about how like the Bruin decision is not a good thing because it's going to like slow down progress on gun reform, gun control, whatever you want to call it. Like fuck you, Versoli.
So what's happening? Right now in Colorado, Honda?
We're pushing through an assault weapons ban, which we're still going to talk about what that means exactly. A increase in age, the minimum age to buy, a 3-day waiting period, a increase to our red flag laws, and what's the other one? There was something else.
Up the age of purchase is 21.
I said that.
Yeah, you said that.
Is that just the handguns or all?
Oh, allows you to sue gun makers. That was the other
that's
one.
what it was, yeah.
And it's just for handguns up to 21?
Yep, exactly.
And
So everything's a 21. All right.
Wait, so are your long guns still at 18 or that's going to 21 too?
Everything's 21.
Okay.
So we found a video of Night Strike in Ukraine training.
Damn, that was wrong.
Actually, this guy's in the Brazilian army. He's too fat to shoulder the rifle. Look.
I don't think he's too fat. I think he's too short. He got a little stubby arms.
Are they pretending to shoot right now?
Yeah.
Yep. This has to be a comedy movie that's filmed in Brazil.
I hope so. There's like chicks in the background smiling.
Exactly.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that before. Good call.
She was an old guy with a beard in the back.
So here's what the Colorado assault weapons ban means. The assault weapons ban will include semi-automatic pistols with detachable magazines and one of the following features. So this gets rid of any AR pistol or anything like that. Anything with a threaded barrel, a second pistol grip or protruding grip that can be held by the non-trigger hand, so like a barrel shroud, a shroud attached to the barrel, oh, they said it right there, a flash suppressor, so anything that screws onto your threaded barrel, which you can't have, the capacity to accept detachable magazines outside of the pistol grip, a manufacturer weight of over 50 ounces when unloaded, a buffer tube, arm brace, or other part that protrudes horizontally from behind the pistol grip, a semi-automatic pistol that has a fixed standard capacity magazine.
Wow, that's pretty much everything, isn't it?
Yep.
What does that mean? Has a fixed standard capacity magazine? What does that last one mean?
Probably
so,
something.
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, in California, theirs has to be like fixed into place or whatever, and I think it would actually include that. Then, if that be the case,
Yeah, with the bullet button they have or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so if it's like you can have an AR, but it's got to have like the pinned fucking magazine.
Yeah, something like that.
They're already thinking about that.
And the pistol, it sounds like you can't have anything other than, say, like a Luger where you feed it into an internal magazine.
Yeah, but that's not even the whole thing, though. Because here's the actual bill. Or I guess this is a bill summary, anyway. Prohibits do not apply to, blah, 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 blah. This bill provides civil penalties for individuals for gun show vendors and licensed firearm dealers who violate the law. Bill creates crime of possessing, manufacturing, importing, purchasing, selling, offering to sell, or transferring ownership a rapid-fire trigger activator. So that's your binaries, your echoes, your anything like that. That's going on too. I forgot about that one.
Jesus, man. Eric in 509 says it's the same band that they're facing in Washington.
Yeah, but I'm not like Yankee. I'm not like, I like revolvers, and I don't mind waiting 7 days to pick up my revolver. It takes me that long to get out of bed anyway.
I'm an
I'm gonna
ally.
get a boner.
I'm
Nothing.
an ally.
And it won't pass.
Nothing? Nobody? Fine.
Hey, we just backed you up, right? I'm an ally.
On a lighter note, I saw this. Man dual-wielding raw steak slaps diners in the face at vegan restaurant yelling, if you don't eat your meat, you can't have any pudding.
Pudding.
I love it.
Hey,
That's
teacher,
fucking great.
leave those kids alone.
Bam, 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 bam.
Oh my god, that's fucking great.
Oh, it's just
Another brick in the wall.
And I learned a new word today, so I figured you guys should learn it too. Dear pussies, calling someone a pussy is not referring to a certain part of a woman's anatomy. It's short for pusillanimous. Wait, pusillanimous. Pusillanimous, showing a lack of courage or determination. Timid.
Yep. I saw that earlier.
I didn't know pusillanimous was a word.
I didn't either.
So a puss for short.
Exactly. Or pussy.
Puss.
Holy shit, is this a third bank? Jeff Patterson says Signature Bank in New York apparently just went under according to a newscast. Buckle up.
Oh, great. That would make it, 3.
Because it was, fuck, I can't remember the name of the second bank now. Maybe that is the second bank.
Oh, there was a second bank? Shit, I didn't know, right? Only one I heard was just a Silicon Valley bank.
Nope, Silicon Valley went under, and then another one went under, and I can't remember the name of it.
Oh, boy.
And that's either Signature Bank or whatever, or another bank went under, and Signature Bank also went under. I'm not sure. Does anyone know?
So will this be another 2008 or worse?
Oh, way worse. Because think about like 2008. What happened before 2008 that was really that bad? Nothing. It was just a financial crisis, right? And there were plenty of ways that they could just print more money and do things and, buy a couple companies out and hold a couple bad assets in the name of the American people and call it a day. Well, now they have a lot less power to do that, and a lot more bad things happened before this. Yeah, think 1930s Dust Bowl, Corey.
Yeah, I just saw
Think
that.
1929 stock market crash.
Well, if that's the case, it's looking more likely it could hit, shit's going to hit the fan tomorrow.
So this guy kind of spells out what happened with Silicon Valley.
$1 in a U.S. bank right now, you must listen to this message. Why? Because the 16th largest bank in the United States just collapsed in 48 hours. This is the largest bank collapse we have seen since the global financial crisis in 2008. And the domino effect that could occur from this collapse could be absolutely enormous, impacting each and every single one of us. So what happened? There's a bank called Silicon Valley Bank, also known as SVB. SVB primarily works with high growth companies, startups, and tech companies. What happened in 2020 and 2021? High growth companies, startups, and tech companies crushed it. So SVB started crushing it. At the end of 2019, their total deposits were about 60 billion plus. By 2021, that number was $180 billion. So the big question for the bank is, what do we do with all this money we now have? Well, they took a large concentration of this money and put it into mortgage bonds. The problem is, we all know what happened in 2022, and even now, interest rates went up. And guess what? Their investments with all that money did not do well. And just recently, they took a $1.8 billion loss. Then their CEO sold 4 million shares of the company. So there were some red flags. So the investors that have their companies working with this bank start calling the owner saying, get your money out. And with the power of fear and social media and buzz, within 48 hours, the bank completely shut down. And you know what FDIC insurance is. It insures depositors per bank up to $250,000. Here's the scariest stat of them all. Over 95% of funds at SVB are uninsured. This could get ugly. This could get ugly quick. Let me know if you have questions in the comments.
So it turns out that the reason that SVB has these bank accounts that are uninsured by FDIC is because Trump in 2018 deregulated part of the banking system and allowed them to do that. So everyone's going to blame this on Trump, first of all. And second of all, what was the reason behind them having a dip in their price or whatever, right? Why did suddenly their CEOs sell 20% of his stock or whatever, and some other people sold some stock that caused this whole run on the bank in the first place? Well, it turns out the reason why was because the bank it's an investment bank, right? So they were taking the deposits and investing them in whatever they wanted, and they were putting it into woke bullshit and like green stuff and all this stuff that wasn't going to make any money. And guess what? They lost a bunch of fucking money. And so that's why they were selling their stock in the first place. They're like, fuck, we just lost a bunch of money. Let me get my money out. So you can blame it on Trump if you want, I guess. But
how soon until they come out, the government meaning, that with their grand way to save everything by instituting their Fed coin or their Fed coin or whatever they want to call it, and saying, oh, this is going to be the saving grace and we're all going to go digital.
I don't like that. I mean, it's coming. You got to hold your risk up.
I think whenever it happens, it won't be by necessity. It will be by plan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's what.
So
in my opinion,
predicting the date of it is a futile endeavor because you don't know what their plan is, and neither do I.
Right.
I don't think that they're just going to let it happen. If it were a slow progression until something just falls off the cliff, I think we would already fallen off the cliff. I think they've artificially built the cliff further out so that we won't fall off of it yet. Or they've been turning the bus, so now we're kind of tilting over, about to fall, but not quite there yet. And they're waiting to fucking yank that wheel and send us tumbling. When are they going to yank the wheel? Soon, I think.
Mm-hmm. They'll be able to track everything that you purchase. Oh, look, he bought a new gun.
That's the point. So they can freeze your accounts when they want to. That's
Let's
why
see.
they want people
Well,
to
they don't like this shit is the problem. They don't like this because it's freedom. because it's anonymity, because it's money that you made or you didn't make, or you sold something, or you bought something, or whatever it is, but it's yours in your hand right now, and it's untraceable. They don't like that.
Yeah, that's why they want everyone to go to electric vehicles so they can control it. That's why they hate gas-powered and diesel-powered engines.
And they're counting on something. And actually, it's who said X Adam 1 says being broke prepared me for this. They're counting on something. They're counting on the very rich people being in on it, and then like getting more power out of this in the end, right? So they're okay with crashing everything. And they're counting on the plebes like us who don't have very much being like, well, I've been poor before. It doesn't matter to me. Like, burn, baby, burn. You know, it's only like the middle class and like upper middle class and, you know, people who are like doctors and lawyers and whoever who do investments and have money and stuff. Like, they're going to be hurt the most. But that's as a percentage. Honestly, the people at the bottom are going to be hurt the most because we're already starting with not very much. Like, the people in the middle are going to be like living on our level, you know? If that, I don't know. How are things going in fucking Venezuela for the middle class from before?
Just dandy. Peachy
Yeah,
King.
I'm sure. All right, I saw this. I'm trying to make this like a little bit of funny, a little bit of serious, a little bit of funny, a little bit of serious, so we're not just fucking like suicidal by the end of the chat.
All doom and gloom.
Which he tells you to put away dishes before going to the range.
Bud Light presents Real Men of Genius.
There you go.
Someone sleeping on the couch when they get back.
Right. The doghouse is prepared.
Judge denies January 6th defendant's request to delay trial pending review of surveillance tapes. So a judge is pushing forward a defendant's trial in spite of the fact that now at this point today, it is known that there is surveillance footage of that person inside the White House that is not available to her defense. The state is out of control.
Mm-hmm.
We've known this for a while.
Fuck yes.
But it's being spelled out pretty much in front of our eyes right now. I think ultimately what's going to happen is next president who comes in is going to have to clean up some of this mess, and they're going to just like fucking pardon anybody who was a January 6th defendant who got anything.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
I hope they do. Because as of right now, the ones that have already been sentenced, don't they have legal standing to sit there and have their shit overturned because more videos are coming out?
Well, they certainly have standing to do an appeal, but appeals are very, very difficult to win. Like, you really have to have something. But in this case, that's pretty much something. Like, the state denying evidence to the defense that exonerates him is a pretty fucking big deal. So, yeah, that does actually give them what should be pretty good standing to you know, take it up to the higher court.
But then again, I don't even like that. It should have been 1 day in jail. It should have been nothing. They have to wait if that person wins the election. If there's no hold on, we have to call off counting for tonight. We'll be back at it again in the morning. And then all of a sudden, oh.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to say. I missed something.
No, say if the president win, if they get the election, if they win, then they'll be able to get the pardon. And that's, again, a if there's no, hold on, we're going to stop counting for tonight. We'll be back at it again in the morning.
Yeah. Sorry, I understand that.
I mean,
do you guys think that Biden would win again? Like, let's say Biden lives long enough, right? Which is a big fucking if right at this point.
Right.
I'm not making any threats. I'm just saying he's really old. if he lives long enough to get reelected, do you think the American people will reelect him? Do you think the machine will force him through, or whatever you want to call it? I don't know how you want to put it.
I think there's going to be some fortification going on for sure, but I think enough Americans, especially the ones that said, had they known about the laptops and everything, they would have voted differently. I think those people and others have seen enough of the bullshit that they won't cast a vote his way. It would have to take fortification in order to get him back in.
Well, I mean, all they have to do is do exactly what they did last time, because nothing's changed, right? They've still got mail-in voting. They've still got ballot harvesting. They've still got control of the media. They still can smear whoever they want, and they can still push through whatever narrative they want to a mass amount of people who, in spite of the fact that they pulled the lever for Biden and regret it for various reasons, will do it again because of fear or because of trickery or because of whatever, right? They'll just do it again. I think 100% he'll win.
Right. It's still voting Democrat over Republican still.
Yeah. And if Trump gets the nomination for the Republican Party, that's going to be another nail in the coffin to ensure that Biden wins again. Because that's why he won the first time, because they didn't want a second term for Trump.
I thought this was an interesting picture.
Right. And they won because they also thought that Hillary had it in the bag. So there was no panic.
Mm-hmm. They didn't think that fortification was needed.
Right. Like even I thought she was going to win.
Well, the reason okay, here's a conspiracy theory. Why did Trump get to be the Republican nominee? Why didn't the Republicans snuff him out like the Democrats did Bernie Sanders? And I do
not know.
I think the reason is because when Hillary Clinton's team was looking at the field of competitors and who might be voting against her, they thought, who is the easiest one to beat? Who is the most obvious fool in the crowd? Who is the person that we are going to hands down win without trying and not have to spend so much money, and so we can keep more money in our fucking accounts and we can relax a little bit more and blah, blah, blah. Oh, and by the way, the media's got our back and they're going to like prop him up and make him look ridiculous at every corner, and the American people are going to see right through it and vote for Hillary Clinton. Donald Trump, that's who.
Makes sense, yeah. They underestimated him.
Well, they underestimated the American people to not be able to see through their lies. I think there's a lot of people out there who are awake to this bullshit. But the problem is, like, more and more of us die every day, and more 18-year-olds go finish high school every day.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So it's how do you capture these younger minds? And I think, again, you go back to what you were talking about earlier with those books and shit that I don't want to hear about. Fucking deprogram your kids. Take them out of school if you can. Spend time with them. Listen to them. Teach them, you know?
And all of a sudden, COVID happened during a election year. Just a coincidence.
Yeah. Right. Well, that's yeah. Well, can't say that very firmly.
When does it stop being called a conspiracy theory when they all keep coming true?
I don't know, man, but I'm batting 1,000 these days. It's ridiculous. Seemed like
all the shit we've talked about over the years, you know, calling out different shit for being, you know, bullshit that it is, we've been right about. But yet we're labeled as conspiracy theories.
Well, that's what the word does, doesn't it, Corey?
Mm-hmm.
That was the whole point of the word, as the CIA invented it for post-JFK murder deniers who said that, hey, something else is going on here. There's no way a dude could take 3 shots with a Carcano in that amount of time through a scope and be accurate at a convoy and hit the president twice. There's no fucking way. And they were called conspiracy theorists, and they were dismissed. And then other things were tagged onto them, like Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, UFOs, you name it, so that they look more and more ridiculous, and people willingly jumped on that bandwagon, or they were tricked into it to the point where, yes, it's this big fucking loony bin of people, and if you happen to believe something that's true, we can call you that, and it makes you seem like a fucking retard to the normal plebe who's under the spell of the media.
But now UFOs almost seeming like it's real now, though. For some reason. Hey.
Well, there's that. I mean, Jesus.
Next year, watch. There's going to actually be a Bigfoot.
All right, I think I can show this, but I'm not sure, so I'm not going to show it. Basically, it's a guy driving down the road, and someone like cuts him, like does some shit, so he brake checks him, you know, road rage, and then the guy gets up next to him, and he gets his gun out, and like the guy shoots into his car, and he returns fire on him, and it's like, who shot for it? Well, he definitely took rounds before he shot back, but he shot back within a fucking millisecond, bro. Like, he was on that shit.
Yeah, he was ready.
Yeah, he was fucking ready.
I've been waiting for this.
I've been training my whole life.
Right.
What slippery slope? It will never happen. 1995. Love is love. We just want acceptance. 2005. We just want equality. 2012. Bake the cake or go to court. 2015. Say my pronouns or lose your job. 2023. The kids will watch drag shows. Yeah, we're fucking down the rabbit hole now, aren't we?
Right.
I think, again, this goes to the fall of Rome. Like, a lot of the things happening in our society right now were happening at the end of the Roman Empire. And I think that there's something about that, some sort of mass psychosis, like the fucking rat experiment that goes on when society starts to break down and, like, fucking food becomes available for a period of time. Like, you have, like, a period of plenty before the collapse, and society just gets decadent and fucking starts fucking up. That was a lot of fuckings. I'm sorry.
2024.
I say fucking when I'm thinking.
Right. 2024. It's okay for 16-year-olds to date adults. Watch.
Right, that's the next one.
Yep.
If we make it to 2024 at this rate, I'm not sure we will.
All right, OG full auto. Which one are you going?
AK all the way.
I'd have to agree, AK.
M16.
I got to go with that Polytech AK, man. That's fucking nice. It's not nice. That's why it's nice. I don't know, though. Which one's worth more, do you think?
Ooh,
I bet they're about the same, actually.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure.
Which one would you pick?
I said the Polytech, the AK.
Oh, okay.
Ohio? What do you say?
I said M16.
Okay.
He's the only one who picked the Plasty Boy. Although I wouldn't mind that one either, to be honest. It is pretty cool. What's cool about that one is you could just, like, okay, I've got the lower now. I could just put some shit upper on it and shoot the fuck out of it, and who cares, you know? Versus that one, you wouldn't want to shoot the fuck out of it because, like, that upper wears out. This whole thing's worth less. But anything in the lower, like, you can replace a buffer spring. You can replace a trigger spring. Like, nothing else is going to wear out on the lower, right? Like, ever.
For me, it's something about the wood and steel. That
Yeah.
just gets me every time.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it just looks nicer.
Yeah. And it looks like a tank. Built like a tank.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's one reason why they're so fucking popular.
Calhoun says, that AK has no brake and a lower stock. Add those with the 7.62 recoil, and it is very controllable. I've shot a gun like that. It wasn't... I mean, it's also heavier, too. You got to think the milled receiver and all that is going to take up some of that recoil, too. But Yeah, it's not bad. It's not as bad as you'd think either. It's not like you're gonna fucking hold like a 10-inch group at 100 yards on full auto, granted, but you kill an elephant. In tonight's episode of Things That Are Not Okay, I found out a company produces M1 Grands chambered in 458 Winchester Magnum. Because fuck you, fuck your cover, fuck the 6 guys behind you, and fuck my shoulder. There you go.
Oh shit.
Oh, did I miss a super chat? Am I retarded? Oh, I am retarded.
Would you shoot it?
Did I miss any others? No, I got that one from Stephen Carroll. $2 to read my last chat. Long AF comment, please, sir. Are you saying the last 2 comments? One of the problems is the Supreme Court can have value, can rule whatever they want. It's up to the DOJ and the Attorney General to enforce them, which are under the president. That's why states can get away with this bull crap, and we have to wait for somebody to sue and go through the courts and possibly decades. Fortifying elections has consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, absolutely. That is the problem. There is no enforcement from the Supreme Court. They just judge that everyone else is supposed to do things. But if everyone else is like, fuck you, like, what do? Like, what enforcement mechanism does the Supreme Court have? And the answer is they don't have one. I guess they do on the lower courts. They can sanction people, but that's about it, really. Court bailiff, maybe? I'm not sure. This is for tonight. If my calculations are correct, we will go exactly 1 hour into the future later tonight.
Yep.
About 3 hours from now. Or is it 2 in the morning they switch it? I forget.
I thought it already happened.
Yeah, it already switched.
Yeah, it already switched.
I thought they did it on Sunday. Son of a bitch. Fucking time travel.
Check your phone versus the clocks in your house. Daniel with his usual, you dumb motherfucker.
Public service announcement. If the Capitol Police offers you a free tour, don't take it. It's true.
Yeah.
Why not? You're bound to have some fun.
Yeah, for like 5 minutes, followed by 10 years of terror. Oh my God, listen to this lady. I thought people were over this shit by now. But this lady just needs to be like, someone needs to like give her COVID or something. So for context, there's people at a McDonald's. He's got kids. They're waiting in line to order their food. They're not wearing a mask. She is. Right? That's all they did. We were just getting some food, and they weren't wearing masks because why would you? I hope your mother gets sick and dies. And your kids too.
I hope your kids do because they should have a mask on.
So like the little girl hears this and she runs outside and she's crying, of course. The little girl hears some stranger say, I hope you die. That's kind of a traumatic event for a little girl. Way more traumatic than, like, I don't know, catching a fucking cold, I would think.
Is that Ray Ray?
No comment.
Anyway, there's 2 minutes of this. I wanted to fucking punch the lady in the back of the head by the end of it. Suffice to say.
I would have sneezed on her just to see what she would do.
Yeah, or like, I don't know. Yeah.
A cough or something.
Yep.
Like hacked up a lug.
Right.
Oops. Had to come out. Only 90s kids will remember this one.
Right.
I thought that was funny too. Calhoun says, knock her the fuck out. I thought they wanted equality. Yeah, that's still assault. You can't go from like words to violence. But you can sneeze on her. And if she does anything back, she tries to like push you, then yeah, knock her the fuck out.
Well, by the sneezing, couldn't that be considered like biological warfare or some biological attack or some
If
shit?
she could prove it was intentional.
Now, if you were black, you can yell racist and then hit her. You'll be able to get away with it.
This
Fucking
is
black
true.
privilege. Glad you don't sound sick anymore. Dude, yeah, I had hella bad food poisoning. That shit was the worst, bro. That was
How you
seriously bad. But yeah, it was 2 days of bad, and I worked for one of them, which was a mistake. But thank you. Glad I don't sound sick anymore either. And good to see you, by the way, Mr. Library Garrett, Gun Library Garrett.
So being around food while you have food poisoning, that had to suck.
Oh yeah, dude. Well, the problem was like, okay, I got over the puking part, but my stomach and my like shit was all fucked up still.
Yeah.
And so like I couldn't trust a fart because anytime like a fart would come, it could be a fart or it could be like a fucking like a wet fart in my butthole while I'm trying to work. And so I just have to like sit there and wait for the like the pressure's just building and building, and like the fucking bathroom's like a half mile away. So I'd run over to the bathroom. There'd be a line for the bathroom, and I'm sitting there just like my fucking stomach's in knots, right? And then I finally get on the toilet, and it's just like 15 times during a shift on a Friday night. It was not good. It was a bad idea.
See, and that's why you needed a tampon up there.
Seriously, yeah, I needed a tampon, or they need like some sort of like a wet fart filter, you know?
Yep.
So you just let it flow, and it just takes all the wet part and filters it out, but lets the gas through.
Mm-hmm.
That's an invention. That's $1 million idea right there.
Right, and it spans and it catches everything.
Bright side is good fast, slims the cheeks. LOL. Yeah, I probably lost a couple pounds. I didn't eat for like 36 hours, and that was after I barfed and shat out everything I had inside of me from the past 12 hours before that. So yeah.
Yeah, I feel one time I had to go to the hospital over it, but they said it was an actual virus that was going around causing that, because it wouldn't stop. I was like 4 days in, didn't even eat. Right, I'm drinking water just to try not to get dehydrated, but yeah, it was horrible. But then all they did was gave me a bottle of all I did was take like 3 pills and it was done. I was like, damn, I should have did this on day 2 or something.
Shit. Like my problem was like I was headed home from work and I was feeling shitty, but it hadn't like happened yet, like it hadn't like full force fucking made me barf and realize how bad it was gonna be. But I didn't have any soda or anything to drink at the house at all, besides like lemonade mix. And when I got home, I was too sick. Like there was no ice in the fucking freezer, and I didn't put the ice cube trays in there. And so like when I woke up and barfed the first time, there was nothing to drink but warm water. Like God, dude, it was the worst, dude. It was the worst. I would have killed for a glass of fucking Sprite with ice in it.
I mean, but then again, that just shows how we live better today. Because this is the 1800s. We just had to deal with it. I couldn't just go to the hospital. They give me a pill. Oh, now I'm clear. But I just got to shit it out and hope not to die of dehydration and stuff.
Right, and in the 1800s, you'd be lucky to have warm water. Like,
right. Oh, the water would be warm. It'd be something in that warm water.
Yeah, exactly. That's probably what gave you the shits in the first place.
Right.
You got to get some Pedialyte and keep some Pedialyte in your house just in case that happens again.
Holy shit! Power tool, gun library Garrett, blah, 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 gun library Garrett, library dropped in 5 and said power tool batteries have always been expensive, but this year they've been crazy. Just paid over $100 a battery at Home Depot.
Damn.
Jesus Christ.
Jeez.
That is ridiculous, dude.
Well, what do you think the result of all of this go green or go home bullshit's going to be? Well, it's going to drive up the demand for green products like batteries and lithium and stuff like that, which means what? Supply and demand. Demand goes up, supply stays stagnant or even grows just a little bit, but not matching pace with the demand. The price goes up. And then you factor in fucking inflation on top of that. Like, of course.
Maybe Garrett needs to go back to the tools of the 1800s.
Yeah, you need like a hand crank fucking belt sander.
Right.
Shit keeps getting expensive like that. You're gonna fucking have to.
I mean,
Like a fucking a horse-powered one or something.
Yeah. They didn't need power tools for the pyramids. Just saying.
Calvin says you could have used a butt plug. Bro, I was like taking people's orders, putting it in the computer, running to the bathroom, coming back, getting my next table's drinks, getting their order, running to the bathroom, checking on my... Oh, it was terrible, dude. It was terrible. And it was like seething, writhing pain because my stomach was all like when you puke all night or you puke for like 20 hours, like your whole body's fucking sore. You know, now I got to walk around all night. Yeah, it was bad.
I think we may have talked about that, Mark Malone, on one of the past chats.
Yeah, we did talk about that, and suddenly we have military need to go back into Iran for some reason that we haven't thought of yet, but we'll let you know. Have you guys ever seen... Oh, good.
Did you at least make some good tips that night you had to work sick?
Hell no, dude, because I was giving away all the tables I could because I'm like, I got to poop.
I know it's not funny, but just the way you said it was funny.
I got to poop. Have you guys ever seen a fucking moose up close?
No.
No.
I heard they're giant, though. They're actually really fucking big.
Dude, their head is like as high as a basketball hoop.
Jesus Christ.
They're slim elephants.
They're like 6-7 feet tall at the shoulder. So when they pick their head all the way up, they stand tall. Like they could dunk a basketball, like Michael Jordan without jumping. Look at this guy just frolicking and playing the... It's kind of cool to see. An animal that fucking big just playing around.
Jesus.
Or he ate some nice mushrooms.
Yeah, he found...
You said they're about 6-7 feet shoulder height, salmon?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a textbook in front of me. That's just from my recollection of seeing one up close. That's how big it seemed.
Jesus.
Because his shoulder was about as high as the top of my head. And then his head stood up another 3 feet above that when he stretched his neck out.
Did you eat
that
one?
That fucker would make me feel small.
Oh, this is fucking hilarious. This is the best video I saw all day on Twitter. She's trying to do some Instagram slow-mo shot of her eating whatever the fuck that jizz ball is with onions on it or something.
Oh, it looks kind of like she's strumming.
But that bird was like, hell no, mine, bitch.
Well, they both got half, so.
Take that shit out your mouth. Give it to me.
That looks like a fish, damn near.
What
yeah,
is
that's what I'm saying. It looks like she's strumming.
I have no idea what that is.
That shit I ate in Tulsa. That can we open at the park?
It looks like it's got peanut butter and onions on it. Like those are onions, right? That's not anything else that could be.
They're like onions.
Yeah.
Looks tasty. I'd eat it.
Maybe it's Vegemite? Not. I don't know. Oh, Gun Library Garrett says, "Have a hand crank drill, but I'll pay $100 not to use that."
No, use the hand crank drill.
I wish my grandpa. Oh, okay, so my grandpa like had this big ass fucking shop in the basement with every tool, power tool, hand crank tool, fucking workbench space, like different chisels, different screwdrivers, different sizes, different lengths. For everything that you could possibly want it, like you could build a fucking time machine down there if you had the parts.
Damn.
Like he had the tools to put it together. And when he died, like most of it went to my uncle, but my dad got like some of this stuff, and he got a truck and brought a whole bunch of stuff, like a big ass bandsaw from the 1930s back to Colorado, and like all this cool stuff. And then he fucking sold it all. Like fuck you, dude.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's great shit to fucking have. That shit hits the fan.
I don't have a place to put it anyway, but you know, I might have.
That's shit that's worth putting in a storage unit.
Oh, dude, those old fucking bandsaws, man. Those things are expensive. And there was a grandfather clock that he brought back too. I was looking it up. It's worth something like $15,000 if you sold it right now.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Like ridiculous amount of money. Library says, will there be a run on the banks tomorrow? Maybe slowly over a few months as the Fed tries to stop it. I think it's probably going to be more slowly over a few months as the Fed tries to stop it. I think they're going to do things tomorrow to mitigate the situation to the people who need their deposits right now or whatever. They're going to
bailout.
They're going to be like, well, don't you see? Your money's in her car and it is hidden in his house. I don't have it. Here, what do you need right now? Here's $20. Like that's what they're going to do.
And it's gone.
Need a lathe. Yeah, he had a lathe too, dude. He had everything, bro.
Joke's on you. I do blame her for Pearl Harbor. So
I used to use an old World War II fucking lathe. That bitch ran like a top.
We used to have one of those at the high school. That thing was fucking pretty cool. All right, check this out. This was fucking funny. This is fucking funny.
Oh, my God. No, go to the bottom. Bro, it's like a car seatbelt. Like you just pull it, you know, this. Wait, is my tools? Actually, both of them. Hey, I got both seatbelts completely.
Yeah. Damn.
He's screaming for mama.
Was he out? Oh.
He's about there.
Like she's chilled out. She's just laughing. He's still fucking like.
You know he ain't living that down.
Nope, and he shouldn't. Like you're a little bitch, aren't you? Call for your mama.
He's gonna need to run by the gift shop to see do they have any pants.
Right.
Highly intelligent and possibly invincible super pigs are invading America.
Wow,
Yeah, I saw that.
But
I don't know about the possibly invincible, but have you heard about these highly intelligent pigs that have been fucking bred, or not bred, but like developed, evolved
Yeah.
in the Americas.
So Planet of the Swine, I'll take that.
Yeah, because we keep
Question.
fucking tricking them and, setting up traps and doing all these things so only the smart ones survive and make little pigs. So, of course, the pigs get smarter and smarter and smarter.
Nice.
Now we've got, like, super fucking smart pigs that, can root and get their shit without getting caught.
Next step, man bear pig.
Yes.
They just need thumbs. All right, this one made me sad. Is this the future of America? This is South America, where aggressive treatment towards whites is always welcome, regardless of the situation. So, as far as I understand, she's there for some paper that she's serving or something like that to someone who lives at this residence or something like that. I don't know the full context of what's going on here. But they've got her bent over the table and they're like screaming in her face right now, pounding on the table.
So don't shoot us. Who gave you the permission to shoot us?
Here we'll skip a little ahead to where they start getting violent.
Wait, shit, doctor?
Yeah, I just saw that. I guess I really don't know what the fuck this is.
Yeah, something. I don't know. I need more context.
Yeah, okay, whatever. We're skipping that one then.
Yeah.
Doctor, do you have any guns in the home? Me. I have a gun in your office. Okay, so this was written in 1953. There'll be no escape in future from telephones. Pasadena. The telephone of the future. Mark R. Sullivan, San Francisco president and director of Pacific Telephone and Telegraph Company, said in an address Thursday night, just what form the future telephone will take us is, of course, pure speculation. Here's my prophecy. In its final development, the telephone will be carried about by the individual, perhaps as we carry a watch today. It will probably require no dial or equivalent, and I think the user will be able to see each other if they want, as they talk. Who knows, but what it will have actually... Blah, blah, blah. Who knows, but what it may actually translate from one language to another. That's a weird sentence. But it's true. It does all of those things now. You can translate on your phone. You can go search any fucking piece of information in the entire world and get it on your phone. You can talk to somebody. You can have it on you. It's the size of your watch. You can see them if you want to. I just thought it was fun.
Got to look into who is Mark Sullivan.
1953.
Wonder what he's done since then.
So Casa Bonita is getting closer to officially reopening.
Yay!
And so far they have 9,000 RSVPs for when it opens so far. So as soon as they open, they have like 9,000 tables they have to take. That's great. That's great.
They go put in the application.
If it wasn't so far away, and if the food wasn't so cheap and shitty.
Well, you don't have to eat it.
It's true. Oh, Wild Xanatos has arrived.
Jawohl.
Hello, good sir.
How's it?
Get this. Hackers steal gun owners' data from Fire. Oh, we did this one last week. I guess we're caught up. That's everything. Hey, that's all the stories. You missed everything, Xanatos. You even missed this one.
Nice. He's gonna do a lot of effective kind of shit.
Probably fucking copyrighted music.
Everybody getting flagged.
Well, thankfully, if you like, you can listen to straight copyrighted music. Like, for instance, I don't know, something like this. Doesn't matter.
That just scared the shit out of me. I thought I hit a button on my keyboard. I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, that's great.
Well, they'll give you a copyright claim, but what does that mean? Oh, it means you don't make any revenue, Honda, off of your YouTube views from all the people who tune into your YouTube channel and watch your Well, everything that I fucking post gets automatically demonetized. Like, my channel's monetized, but not my content, if that makes sense. So I either get no monetization or I get no monetization. So either way, I make I think 25 cents a day off of every single video that I have on YouTube combined that's not been demonetized. So it's not very much money. It's like, oh no.
Didn't they just come out with a new change of rules that just because you cuss in the video doesn't mean they're going to demonetize you now?
I don't know. I don't trust this new fucking CEO.
Yeah, I think some like they won't demonetize you, but sometimes it will get like a limit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They said something about you can't say like a cuss word.
Cunt, bitch, dick, cunt. Again.
They say if you don't cuss within like the first 7 seconds of a video, you should be good.
Early 2000s firearm training just hits different.
As that muzzle clears, I'm firing. Just like that.
Did you just shoot the ground?
Mm-hmm.
As you clear the muzzle, as it comes out, right here, your hand meets it, bang, 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 as you bring it up. Okay? You see him start to show, start running.
Well, he's kind of not wrong in a way.
Like
Yeah, I remember them telling me that in class. Like pull out once you go up, start shooting when you come up.
It's funny though, he's pulled out like 3 times since then and didn't do that.
Didn't, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Now he's just shooting like the cops do.
Right? Spray and pray.
Just spray and move around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, oh, he's behind that door somewhere.
And completely miss the bad guy.
Oh shit, your neighbors and your dog and your girlfriend.
Oh, the hostage. Fuck.
Stop resisting. Stop resisting.
X Adam said he forgot to yell, I fear for my life. I fear for my life.
Right.
Biddle-diddle-doo, boo. Boo, boo, biddle-diddle-doo, boo, boo.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down.
Oh, shit, they're going mad.
Right?
Oh, I forgot what this one is. What's this one?
In the arms of the angel.
That's right.
Calhoun is asking, did you hear Crowder made a deal with Rumble?
Yeah, I think if YouTube doesn't shape up its act pretty soon, it's gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
I think YouTube's about to go away, which makes me sad because I spent how much time on YouTube, like, you know, and granted, if I did go to Rumble and continue doing the show or whatever over there, because frankly, we'd be able to talk more freely. There'd be a lot more things that we could do with the show over there that you can't do here.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tempted to do it for that reason, but you don't get the audience over there. You don't have the discovery over there that you do on YouTube.
So that's why instead of
That's changing.
Rumble, you go to Odyssey. It's got quite a following.
I don't know. What I was thinking about doing was starting to do like a 2-part show, and whether it's YouTube or Rumble, YouTube or Rumble doesn't matter. But do the first half on YouTube or Rumble, and then do the second half on locals. I like locals because then you can see the fucking thing. You can watch it. You don't have to participate. You don't have to pay anything. You can watch the entire show over there. Or if you want to chat, you can pay $5 and you can chat. And more of that money goes to the creator than it does on YouTube. YouTube takes 30%, and if it's Apple, they take another 20%. So they're taking like 50% of the fucking money up to that comes to you on YouTube. Versus on Rumble, they're only taking 20%. And I think it's the same with locals. Like locals is pretty good about it too. And then just doing that instead of
too many apps.
Yeah, but that's the problem. It's like, well, fuck, I got to keep switching and like changing shit and updating payments and tax forms and
remembering passwords.
Right. And hoping people follow me and remember to go back there when I do a thing and
hoping your phone memory don't fill up.
Because that's the good thing about YouTube is like people are on YouTube. They know me on YouTube. I go on YouTube and hit like, hey, I'm doing a chat, and then people get notifications and show up for the chat. If I just go over to Rumble and say, oh, I'm doing a chat, like how many people get the Rumble notification a day later,
And then when you try to save space on your phone and change apps to your micro SD, it doesn't really work properly.
I don't know. I should push my fucking Patreon though. I never do anything on it, and it's been there for about 1.5 years now. Like I haven't taken any money out of it, so all the money that goes into it, which isn't very much a month, but it's $30 something like that a month, just stays there. So I've got a good amount of money in the Patreon account, and I was thinking of pushing the Patreon account and using that money for a motorcycle once it gets to be enough, because I don't seem to be able to like get enough ahead on bills right now to fucking do it on my own. Sucks.
That'd be cool. I know you've been talking about me.
What is it at right now? Hold on.
You can also do OnlyFans.
Log in.
You're showing.
No, it's not.
Oh no, it's showing. Should I hit this button right here?
All your Patreons belong to me.
Right. X Adam says, would you use the Yankee word if you go to Rumble, the one that he yells on a full moon? What word do you mean, good sir?
People who annoy you. So yeah, it's like $37 a month right now. It's not very much.
No.
But that's how much I've got in the account right now because I haven't taken it out in forever.
Nice.
That's a good.
Hey, that's a new gun, bro.
That's a third or a fourth of the way to a motorcycle.
Especially if you get one that's without a title or whatever it was you were looking at before.
So everybody, if you want me to get a motorcycle, head over to Patreon.
Please donate just 10 cents a day, and
In the
you'll get him to his goal.
arms of
In the arms of the angel.
Matt approves this message.
Malone says, "You still thinking about a CRF 300?" Nah, they're not. Like, it's cool that it's a 300 that has a 6th gear, but the shocks on it are bullshit. Like, it's not really set up for, like, it's set up for like a little Chinese dude to ride, or like a little Japanese guy, you know, like a 230 pound, 240 pound dude like
Get a
me
CR
on that bike.
500.
What's that?
CR 500.
No, I want a
Ducati.
like a
Nah.
FZ07
There you
or a
Hayabusa.
Right, Hayabusa.
versus 650 or like a sport touring kind of thing that maybe can do a little bit of off-road. That's what I want.
Mhm.
That'd be a cool second bike to have, honestly, like a 300, and then you put some put some new shocks in the forks, some new springs in the forks and shit, and upgrade this and that, and put like a big bore kit on it, and you know,
Make
be
it a
cool fucking
350.
bike.
Would you ride Jay Leno's bike with the helicopter engine in it?
Oh, hell no.
Fuck yeah, why not?
That thing runs away, he's going off a cliff.
I know he said there's like a delay when you do like a gear change. There's a couple second delay in the gear change.
It's about to get spicy. Ooh.
Nope, can't show that. I wasn't even looking at that.
Yeah, I said it a little too
Oh, it
late.
didn't show anything. It didn't show
Nah,
anything.
didn't
There's
show
no
anything.
blood or nothing. It just shows play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Right, it's right. It's just showing a guy tripping on the sidewalk.
And then you got this one. We can't show this either. 3 Hispanics hurl racial slurs as they chase down and assault an autistic black child on the R211 subway in New York City.
New York is back, baby.
That's bullshit.
Oh, look at this fucking clown.
Jesus,
What the hell?
Mary and Joseph, what is going on the internet? Seems like the end of the country or something.
Pretty much is. We're living in the end of days.
You know, there's a possibility that all the banks might crash here soon.
We
Just
already
looking
talked
at,
about it.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
But-
go ahead. You were
Yeah,
saying?
go ahead. Sorry.
Just the way, like, look at all the markets, U.S. markets. Everything's like really bad, like dropping. And then
how's crypto
I can't
doing?
remember I think Bitcoin's actually going up.
I'm sure it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because whenever shit like this happens, that's the first thing that happens is Bitcoin goes nuts because everyone's like, fuck dollars, fuck banks. And when Bitcoin goes up, all the fucking different ones go up for no reason.
Sorry, Bitcoin is up like 1,000.
That's not as
just
much
in
as
the
I thought.
last.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
it went from just today. It went from like 2,100 to 22.4, and right now it's sitting at 22.3.
Damn. Jason says the markets are fine. The Fed just bailed out SVB. But that's
Like I
only
said,
one.
bailout.
You think there's 3
Yeah.
now?
Well, there's at least
Yeah.
2. I don't know if the one that the bank, whoever said earlier, was the bank that I heard from before as the second bank that went under, or if I don't know. Let's look that up.
Gold is going nuts.
I'm
Gold
sure it
doesn't
is.
know where it wants to be. It's up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Like, what the fuck is going on there?
What about silver?
Silicon
Is
Valley,
silver still
Silicon Valley.
plateaued like it has been?
I haven't looked at that lately. Let me look.
What was the name of that other bank? Whoever said that earlier, I forget who said that.
It was one in New York, wasn't it?
I think so.
I can't remember. Whoever said that bank before, put it in the chat again. It's too far back to go find. But I believe it was in New York.
So silver is about 0.38.
Signature Bank.
That's it.
Yeah.
I knew it started with an S. It's funny, both the banks are starting with S. Silicon Valley Bank and
Signature Bank.
Signature. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is the same bank because that was 5 hours ago.
The SS.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Nazis are at it again.
Platinum's
It's
up.
funny.
10,
Okay, so you've got
23.
SVB, Silicon Valley Bank. You've got SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried. Those both things just happened recently that fucked a whole bunch of people out of a whole bunch of money.
Mm-hmm.
Although if the Fed's stepping in and saving them, then no one's money is fucked. It's all of our money that's fucked.
Yeah. The dollar just depreciates some more.
Right. That's all that is. Which is what I was saying is probably going to happen, honestly. Like, they're just going to push it off and delay it. If there's anything they can do to fucking make it not their fault right now, that's what they're going to do.
Mm-hmm.
X Adam 1 says, what's your next purchase over $400? A motorcycle. Or probably the grocery store tomorrow.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You'd come out with like maybe 10 items over $400 now.
Just make sure you go to Costco and get some butt tampons. Just for the future.
No,
For
I mean,
future emergencies.
as we discussed, all I need is a butt plug and it'll be fine.
Yeah, but butt plugs don't expand though. It's just a solid piece. It doesn't fill up your butthole.
Plus, if that thing comes out, oof.
And it
That's
depends
neat.
how slippery the butt plug is too. You might just once
So
you
do
do
you
a
get-
fart, it might pops out.
So you get the ribbed one, not the smooth side?
Yeah, probably.
It's ribbed for your.
Because you're gonna have to put some lube up in there just to get it up in there. So might slip back out.
Is Guns and Barbecue live right now?
One, Scar steak can just be good standalone, but like your steakums, things like that, man, you can make a.
They're doing a meat bracket. What do we got here?
Gay.
Ribeye. We got ribeye, pork shoulder, salmon, turkey wings.
No fuck.
I can't read it. It's blurry.
Is that butt
Yeah.
eagles that said? What the hell?
Butt eagles.
Right at the bottom next to winter.
Over there.
I think
Like
it's
it says butt.
it's burnt ends.
Bird ends
Man.
are good.
Tilapia. Why is that even on the list?
That's like
That's nasty.
trash fish. I mean,
Yeah.
it's good if you cook it right, but it's just garbage fish.
They're
Yeah.
used for trash cleanup in sewers and shit, and then they sell them to us.
There is no
As
fish called
edible
tilapia.
fish.
Yeah, they're also good to use in a what is it? Aquaponics.
Mm-hmm.
You gonna beat chicken wings? Because, I mean, chicken wing.
Okay, I can read this better now. So we got ribeye, pork shoulder, salmon, turkey wings, ham steaks, country style ribs, baby back ribs, burnt ends, porterhouse, ham, chicken wings, skirt steak,
Yeah.
chicken thighs, tri-tip, brisket, or chum sticks? Oh, drumsticks. I don't know why I thought that was a C.
Super chat.
Fish sticks.
What do you guys say out of that? We'll steal that from his chat. What's your favorite out of those meats?
Sirloin.
Let's see. Out of ribeye, sirloin. Yeah, go sirloin.
See, my favorite's not even on here. It's fine
Yeah,
though.
New York strip is the best steak in my opinion.
But out of these, I'm gonna go porterhouse. Sorry,
Yeah, burn-ins is good. Tri-tip's good.
tri-tip is good if it's done right.
Yeah.
Calhoun says I have some meat for the bracket.
I bet, you do, big boy. I bet you do, big boy.
Yeah.
It's girthy too, isn't it?
Girthy.
Girthy, earthy.
All right, let's
This
Yeah.
is moving him.
Just give me taco meat.
girlfriend versus AK-74. Magazine fed. AK wins. Isn't upset when I dump my load in 30 seconds. AK wins. Created by the motherland. AK wins.
Mhm.
Crinky. I mean, it's a crink-off.
Yeah.
Low maintenance.
Definitely.
True.
Yeah.
And then you can have sex with it. I guess that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you really, really wanted to, I guess. I don't know how that would feel.
Right.
You get a really skinny dick, and then it comes out rifled and covered in cosmoline or something. You get a lube with cosmoline if you're going to do
Yeah,
that.
and you could feed whatever you want through it. Steel, brass, 9 mil.
You're nuts.
Oh God!
Oh.
No.
Why what did I just see? What did the internet just show me?
That was a medical procedure. Nothing.
That was
nefarious.
unexpected. That was not for shock value. I did not know YouTube. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Just a regular sex change operation.
See, this is why scrolling through Twitter.
Damn.
This is why scrolling through Twitter is a dangerous affair.
Yeah, no shit.
Ooh, UFO. That's CGI.
Ooh. That's fucking freaky. Is that real?
I think that's CGI.
No.
I've seen that shit on a video game.
Okay. All right.
XCOM, I think it was.
Black Hawk helicopter drops 700 gallons of water on Sierra Mountains to trigger giants avalanche. Like, what the fuck? Giant avalanche. Or maybe they meant giant avalanches.
Would you ski it
Hell no.
right in front of it as it's coming at you?
Hell no.
What's the point of this? I mean, for what purpose are they doing that? I know to trigger the avalanche, but why?
So it
it
doesn't
happen randomly.
So, like in certain parts of the mountains in Colorado, they've got I forget what they call it, the Mountain Patrol, I think is what they call them. And they've got these fucking cool-ass, like, World War II mortar shell guns that they have in strategic places that are just there constantly. And their job is to go around from site to site with a bunch of shells and, like, target the mountainside and then shoot a shell into it and fucking, like, cause an avalanche when no one's on that slope.
Just for
Keeps it
fun.
from happening randomly, basically.
It's not for fun,
or-
it's so people don't die in avalanches.
Yeah. Exactly.
That'd be a cool job to have. Just
Yes,
go
it
around.
would. That's the coolest job in Colorado, dude.
Fuck yeah.
That's a job I wish I had.
See, we don't get that white powdery shit here in Texas too often, so I don't know nothing about that. That's why I was asking.
We were like, just for fun? Like, no.
Just for
We
fun,
need them to do this. 3 bank failures so far. The party goes on. True.
The Dow is like not where that is saying it is. It's like,
Did you find out, Xanatos, where silver was at?
oh yeah, silver is up by 0.38. It's at $21. What is that?
So
That'd
it's still pretty stagnant considering where gold is at.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it kind of did raise a little bit, but it's going back down. It's on its way back down.
Wow, look at this. Did you say CO2? Well, here is the last century's worth in 10 minutes. Ban volcanoes. Can we make them go solar or wind?
You're ready to buy it when it hits $17.
Centuries worth of CO2 in 10 minutes. It's all bullshit.
Yeah, they said that when Mount St. Helens blew, it did more than the Industrial Revolution did in one day.
Yep.
in
Yeah.
CO2. Which,
Yep.
if you actually look into global warming literature, what are the worst gases for global warming? And they're all hydrocarbons. They're not CO2. It's like, I don't know, like
NOx,
methane and like that kind of gas is way worse.
NOx.
Yeah.
Cars don't even really produce that out of them though anymore. The
I
catalytic
think I'm gonna
converters
stop
have gotten so
scrolling
good.
through Twitter, man. I'm gonna get busted. Like, look at this shit. Can't share that. The fuck?
That's cool.
That thing looks fucking vicious.
No shit. Speaking of snakes, I saw a video earlier where there's this caterpillar that, when scared, will turn itself into, not turn itself, but will set itself up to look like a snake. It's a
Yeah.
defense mechanism. So that shit was pretty cool too.
They're saying that's non-venomous, but I thought the snakes that had the pin eyes were venomous, and the ones that had the dots were non-venomous. Unless I'm just an idiot.
Well, I've
Well, I
heard
know-
that too, but you can't use that as a good rule of thumb.
All I know is black on yellow kills a fellow.
I'll just stay away from snakes, period. That just
Fuck
helps.
yeah.
Oh,
Get the 10 mil out. Get the 10 mil out or the shotgun.
I don't care.
I love snakes.
I don't care
I
if
love
it's a
snakes.
gardener snake. Nope, stay away.
Snakes are fun. I grew up with snakes. They don't bother me.
Russia fires hypersonic missiles and wave attacks on Ukraine. Dude, I saw a video of one of these hypersonic missiles flying by. Oh my god.
Yeah, let's not have those come after us, please and thank you.
Right?
I'm just saying, you wouldn't know it hit you until after you were in heaven.
Yeah, what happened? Oh, you got blown up. By what? One of them supersonic missiles. Yeah.
I was just at McDonald's and now
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, I think that's all the YouTube we're gonna be doing tonight. Because anymore, I'm gonna get us a strike. I know I will, so I'm just gonna stop.
Not while you're
Forward
ahead.
ahead. So we'll see you guys tomorrow night, as long as Matt gets his computer fixed. Did you want to hear about that
Right.
today, by the way?
I talked to him earlier.
I don't know anything.
What is the story?
He got it fixed. He's just been trying to reinstall everything.
Oh, yeah.
Nightmare.
So he'll be back tomorrow then.
Yeah, hopefully if he can get everything finished done, which I'm sure he.
Yeah, did he just get a new one?
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
what,
8 weeks ago, he got a new computer. When I told him that all he needed was a fucking video card, and sent him a link to a video card that would have worked with his computer for like, it was like $380 or something like that, right?
Mhm.
Like, here's the part you need for your computer. Buy this, plug it in, you're good. Nope, I want to buy a $2,000 computer.
And wasn't it his hard drive that took a dump?
Yeah, it was the hard drive that took it down, right?
Yeah.
Which, I mean, that shit happens. It does.
Wait, he bought one with a hard drive and then an SSD or NVMe.
Well, it was probably
It was a Samsung Yeah, it was a Samsung NVMe.
but it got corrupted or went bad for whatever reason.
Windows
Yeah, 6
update.
weeks.
Windows update.
Yeah, we told him
Me
not
too.
to install 11, but
I mean, my 11 works fine. So
Yeah, I don't know.
Stop scrolling. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and be done now. Peace out. We'll see you tomorrow night. Love your
Good night,
faces.
everyone.
Peace.
later.
Peace in the